there, I'm the English Pen, and my first English grammar lesson will be all about the simple present tense. This video will cover what it is, how, and when to use it. We will also quickly go over on how to convert a sentence in the simple present tense into the negative form. Keep in mind that this channel is aimed towards ESL learners who are level A2 and above. Of course, anyone can watch this video. I'm only using this as a guideline for my lessons. To start, English tenses can be divided into three main categories: past, present, and future. These categories are further divided into their own specific tenses. Today, we're going to focus on the simple present tense, which forms the base of all the other tenses in the English language. In English, the simple present tense is used in four general ways: for repeated or regular actions that happen in the present. For example, I go to school. For facts. For example, there are 7 billion people in the world. For habits and hobbies. For example, he reads fantasy books. And last, things that are generally or always true. For example, in Canada, it snows in winter. Moving on to verb conjugation. Simple present tense uses the base form of the verb. For example, let's take the verb to eat. The base form of to eat is eat. However, when the subject is third person singular, an S is added to the base form. So it looks like this. For all other subject pronouns, nothing is added to the verb's base. Here is a table which shows what the verb's ending will look like depending on the subject. This is true for all verbs. There are very few exceptions to this, including the verb to be and to do, but I will cover those verbs as separate videos in the future. Now, let's practice. In the following sentence, we have she blanks the piano. We need to put the correct form of to play into the blank space. The first step is to take the base form of the verb, which is play. Next, identify the subject by asking, who is this sentence about? The sentence is about she, so she must be the subject. Then, refer to the chart. For she, we add an S to the base form, so play becomes plays. She plays the piano. Are you ready to try it on your own? Here is a sentence with a blank space. They blank basketball, where the correct conjugation of the form to like should be. Fill the space with the correct form of the verb to complete the sentence. Remember, first take the base of the verb, identify the subject, then conjugate the verb to agree with the subject. You can pause the video now. The answer is they like basketball. But what happens when you want to make the sentence into a negative? In that case, we usually use the auxiliary verb to do and the word not. As I said before, I will make a separate, more detailed video on to do, as it has slightly different grammar rules. For the sake of this video, here is a quick overview. First, let's take the base form of to do. That gives us do. Now, instead of adding an S to the ending for the he, she subjects, we add ES. So our chart for the verb to do looks like this. Now, let's bring back our sentence. They like basketball. You will notice that this sentence is complete and nothing is missing. To make it negative, first take the base form of the verb to do. The base form is do. Next, identify the subject. The subject is they, so do stays as do. Then, identify the main verb in the sentence. Like is the main verb. Put do before the main verb, then put not after do. This leaves us with they do not like basketball. Here is some quick practice for the negative form. In the following sentence, I watch television. Use the correct form of the verb to do and the word not to change the sentence into its negative form. First of all, take the base form of to do, which is do. Do we need to add an ending to our verb? Well, since I is our subject, nothing is added. Then, identify the verb. Watch is the main verb. We can put do and then not before our verb. And there we go. I do not watch television. And that is it for today's lesson. Thank you very much for watching. I'm the English Pen, signing out.